CSV files are a very common file format. It stands for comma-separated values. They're used a lot in machine learning. If you have spreadsheets, Excel can export as a CSV file. And really, all it is some files will have a header up here. This indicates each of the columns that you have. And then you'll have data. And notice that all of this is going to be comma separated. And the content inside of that, in this particular case, there's no quotes around anything because there's no spaces or extra commas or anything. But this is store 1, this is department 1, this is date, this is weekly sales, and this is holiday. So this is a machine learning data set that I downloaded on sales forecasts at, I can't remember what stores they were. I think it was Walmart. But it's very common to get these data sets, and then you need to build and train a machine learning model from it. And C# will work with machine learning, and there's a lot of machine learning models out there, and Microsoft does have MLNet, which is free, that you can use. But let's say, for instance, you wanted to build your own parser and build your own program to be able to read this in and then do something with it. So this is just a text file, so we could use what we have used before, the string reader and writer to actually read it in. But Microsoft does have in the Visual Basic File I/O namespace a text parser option. So we can go ahead and add this in here using Microsoft Visual Basic File I/O. So now let's go ahead and add in our file name. String file name is equal to, at quote dot backslash. And then this is inside of the sales forecast folder or directory where my program is. And then train.csv. So that's the file name for the CSV. So I can go ahead and create an array. So I want a string array for this because that's going to be the headers. String, and I'll make this nullable so I get rid of an error or a warning that I've normally been seeing. Field names. And now I can go ahead and create a list for string, question mark, of red data is equal to new, there. So I'm just going to, this will be for the first line of the file, and this will be for, well, every subsequent line. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and use the text field parser that is provided by this Microsoft Visual Basic File I/O. So I could say using text field parser, I'll just say parser is equal to new text field parser, and this will, just like a string and file stream and everything else, this can take in a stream or a path. So I'm going to do file name. And now that we have this, we can use this parser inside of here. Parser dot, there is a set delimiters method in here. Let's see, where is it? Set field, yeah, set delimiters. And that is what delimiter are we going to be using. So in this case, it's comma delimited. And so now we can go ahead and say field names is equal to parser dot read fields. And so that will read in one line and then store it into field names, which is a string array. And now we can go ahead and do something like while, actually we probably want to store in a record, string record is equal to parser dot read fields. So we want to read in one, and while record is not equal to null. So while there is still a record that we can read in, read data dot add record. And then we want to read the next one. parser.read fields. So we're going to read in one, and provided that it's not null, means that there's something is in there, then we'll add that record, then we'll read the next one, and we'll just keep doing that until there is nothing left to be read. Let's go ahead and run this, see how long it takes, and shouldn't take too long. It is a larger file. Yep, there it finishes. It's a 12 megabyte file. There is, how many lines are there in here? 421,000. Well, 421,572. So now we can go ahead and see. So we're done with reading all of that. So let's go ahead and say, what? Console.write line, and let's just see if our list is populated. Data.count. Let's just see how many are in there. And we should get 421,570. There's a 71. Notice that we do not have that first one there. So that's where we get the 70, is because we read the first one into this field names array, string array, and then we're populating this list with all of the other ones. So that's why that list is basically 2 lines shorter. Now that we have this read in, we can go ahead and access some of the data. We can say, read data, and then we'll choose, I don't know, the first line there. So if we look at the first line here, and we want to print out that, so it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So this will be element 3, which is going to be equivalent, or it's going to be the value for weekly sales. So now if I run this, I should get out 2494 or 924.5, and so that matches. If I was to change this to a this to a 1, I should get out 46,039.49. Go ahead and run it again. And 46,039.49. So this is a easy way using this text field parser, which is part of this Microsoft Visual Basic File I/O, to read in a CSV file to then figure out what you want to do with it. Again, machine learning uses CSV files for a lot of their data. If you are interested in machine learning and you want to learn more, there is a free Microsoft ML.net. You can do a Google search for it, or you can do a search for C# machine learning. I think it's a first search on Google, or first result on Google. There's a couple of other languages, but C# will work with that, and it will work with CSV files pretty seamlessly.